Well, hello, man cavers. What have I done now? Look at this crap. This is what happens when I go to an auction and can't help myself. I don't know why I do it. Yes, indeed. What have I bought now last Saturday from the Barry Hawkins auction? I don't know what to say. I really don't. Sometimes I amaze myself at the rubbish I buy. But there you go. Anyhow, what have we got here? We have a pair of Honda E300. E300E exact generators. As you can see, these are very much in states of repair. There isn't a complete one amongst. Oh, I've just noticed this one's got a pull string and it turns over, look. Yeah, so this partially stripped, more partially stripped. I haven't been through this case to see what's available yet. I think this one here looks the most complete. I don't really know where to start. I'm going to put this incomplete one on the floor. I'm going to see if we've got the bits, the covers, to at least get one of these back together. Right, we've got a base on that one. Nothing's bolted, I see. Right, do we have 2 lots of covers and 2 fronts? Right, there's a cover here for the rear. Is that the right cover for the rear? It's the only thing when you don't take something to pieces, you don't know how to quite go back together, although I have done one of these before. Right, we've got a rear cover. We have a front cover. Do we have... what's in this bag? Haven't even looked in this bag. Right, that's an air cleaner. So I think... Alright, that looks... alright, that looks... I don't know. Oh, yeah, I believe this comes over them, doesn't it? Yes, so I believe... I'm looking for where the... the choke. Alright, the choke comes through here. Alright, I think that's a cover for that side. Whatever is in here. That's a cover for that side. Alright, we have a different control panel and tank here. That'll be for the more incomplete engine. There's another base for the incomplete engine. And it looks like a rear cover and another side cover. This is an EM300. So it looks like, I think we're missing 2 ends. So we're not going to be able to get 2 generators out of this lot, unless there are 2 more end covers in here. I have not got a clue. What have we got in here? Well, we have a... oh, that's handy. We have a 3-pin to 3-pin accessory socket. We have a generator cover. I think your tool clip fits in there. We have an ignition coil. Yep, that's definitely an ignition coil. A recoil start that's jammed up quite badly. Alright, we have a recoil with a nut on it. Okay. Whatever that is. Whatever that is. A carburetor. That's a good start. They've bagged a whole box of nuts, bolts and a condenser. There's even a socket and extension there, look. And all the control knobs. That is really handy, actually. Whatever that is. And yeah. And a piece of fuel pipe. Right. So it looks like we might be able to make one generator up. So I think what we're going to do, luckily this is metric, so I think we're going to be able to find all our nuts and bolts, and I'll have new ones if the nuts and bolts are missing. Right, first thing really, where do you start doing a project like this? I mean, oh, where would you start? I think taking this tank right off here and doing some preliminary checks on this poor old engine. And just see if, well, see if she's got anything. See what it's like, guys. See what it's like. Of course, you just never know. You just never know till you get to it if everything's there. Right, I just had to look for a screwdriver and I was looking at it all along. So, I'm going to finish taking this apart. Are we going to get one of these running? That is a very good question. Though I'm afraid at the minute there's an earth wire on there. Look, this is a very good question that I'm just not committing to answering at the minute. Because I don't know if this thing's going to come to pieces, go back together. Nothing. Come on, tank. Whatever's going on here, there's... Alright, there's a... Oh, there's a big wiring harness. There's a big wiring harness here, look, plugged in this end. Oops, that's my screwdriver gone on the floor. So let's... see if we can unplug said wiring harness. Come on. Alright, how did that come off? There we go. And hopefully now... Alright, it looks like this is still... That looks like that's still connected. What is that? Oh, this coil is off, look. Right, why did somebody have this to pieces? And is there any benefit to actually taking that top off? Ah. I want to look in... Oh my word. That tank... Let me get you out. It is bone dry. But it's also, if you look in there... You can't really see, but that is relatively spotlessly clean. Right. This is the problem when you buy something that you've never looked at, you know. You buy something what you didn't take to pieces. And then my job is to try and get it back together. I'm just looking at everything. I need to familiarise myself with an E300M. Do the little switch. Oh, the little, oh, I see. That's natty. Right, there's a little selector switch here, look. Now, it looked like that's between 12 and the 240, and that's actually, look, the little switch slides so you can only use one apparatus at a time. I assume that's your 12 volt, and that'll be for your 240. I have had one of these a few years ago, which I did at the old address, and I've still got it, but that engine never ran right because the carb weren't a lot of good. And I mainly bought these thinking, I saw this carb and I thought I'll at least have a carb for the one I know that runs, but runs choked up. So at the very minimum, I can get this thing, or use that other carb I've got. What is holding this up? Petrol pipe, another wire. And this little cap. Yep, good luck getting that little screw out of there. That really isn't going to happen. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll leave that for the minute. We will leave that. And I'm going to... all the screws are loose on this coil. So I'm going to put a screw back in. I'm going to just put a screw back in and... nope, too big. I don't know if I've got any very small. Now these are M6s. I think we want either M5.5s. There might be some in the bag of bits. Let me tip out the bag, and hopefully there'll be more of them screws in there. I just want to bolt this coil back on, see if this thing has actually got any form of spark. Cool, this has been together for... this has been apart a long time. The bag is disintegrating, guys. What have we got here? Oh, that's nice that we have a set of points and a condenser. Look, so they've been took out of something. An HT lead. There's a little breaker bar. Oh, look at the tiny little spark plug. Look at that little nipper. A tiny little spark plug still. I like how there's an original socket. The original toolkit is in there. I like that. That is a really good thing to have. Right. What are these held on with? Like dome head screws. Have we got a dome head screw? They're too small. I'm wondering if we're going to have the screws needed. There's a dome head screw that fits. How long are these ones? They don't quite go through. These screws look quite a bit too long. Oh, hang on. Hang on, I found it. I found the screw. We might have found the bag what puts this one back together. Oh, yes, that's the right screw. Okay, let's screw this back together. My screwdriver went on the floor. Let's tighten these ones back down. Because I don't know why someone's took this to pieces. Haven't got a clue. But I think what we will do is pop the points cover off and just give the points a clean up. Because these are old enough, probably 60s, to have points in them. And the next question is that set of points and condenser out of this engine? Or is it out of that other one? Oh, this one's got everything in it, look. we've got all the points in there. But look how crusty. Look how crusty these points are. Can you see that? Can you see all that green fur around them points there, look? See that? There's green fur and crap there. You certainly are not going to get a spark with that there like that. Whoops-a-daisy. Come on. Come on, phone mount. There we go. So I think we're going to get a little piece of emery cloth. Let me rip a little piece off. I already have a pre-ripped piece of emery cloth. Let me find my eyes. We're going purple today. And we can just get a little pick tool. Hold that open. Oh my word, look, come off there. We were never going to get any form of spark with those points. Right. Never going to get any form of spark with them points. Let's get a fresh piece of emery. There we go. Fresh piece. Let's come back in. And there we are. There. All right. Do them points open and close with the cam. We want to look for these points. Oh, they're opening, look. Are they closing or are they seized up? No, they're closing. Right, points are open and closing. Can you note this little felt is not touching that cam? This little felt piece, you oil that, and that actually touches the cam to keep the cam slightly oiled. So what we want to do is try and move this felt up over a piece, dig it in, give him a little shove over. Give that a little shove over, and we should have contact. There we go. We're just getting a little bit of contact on there, and that'll keep this cam. Hello, John. That'll keep this cam oiled up very slightly, and that obviously hasn't been oiled for years. So we'll put a little bit. You don't want a lot. Come on, can. Whoa, oh, it went way too much. We'll just put a dab on there. Let that soak in. And that should get them points. We should find that cam now becomes covered in oil. Oh, that's got a lot of soaking to do. Hey, I see the camera's got oil on. You don't want too much where it sprays it about, but you want enough. Don't use WD-40 because that will dry out. There we go. Got to put, because this is dry as anything. That should soak right into that. There we go. There should be enough to soak right in. We'll put a slightly thinner substance. There you go. And that'll just sort it out. Alright. Because you don't want your points up here getting oil sprayed on them. There you go. Right, I'm quite happy with how that's looking. So I'm going to put this points cover back on. And then we'll somehow see if we can, well, try this thing for a spark. And if we got a spark, we'll have to have a quick look at the old fuel tank and, yeah, maybe she'll go back together and run. But who knows? But I do say to myself, why oh why do I buy this rubbish? Who in their right mind buy generators that someone else has taken to pieces from the 1960s? Adam John says, that's about right, Adam buys it, yep. And guess what, guys, I'm off to another auction tomorrow, and I'll probably come in with a whole new load of crap. Right, I think we can bolt this back on the base, because that's quite annoying that base is all loose. Yeah, that's just held on there with an earth, look. Where are the bolts to bolt this back on? Ah, bolts, right, that bolt in through here. Let me see if I can find 4 bolts. These look like the sort of thing that would have gone in the bottom there. They are. Have we got 4 of them? Because they're rusty. Oh, that's a rusty screw. I don't know whether they'd be the ones or not. Have we got 4 of them? Oh, we have got quite a few of them. 1. There's 2. There's 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I got quite a few of them. 9, 11, 12. I got 12 of them. Right, I think we've got 14 with these two, look. Right, let's get this base screwed back on here. But for starters, I will just clean out this base. Yeah, I will just clean out this base because, well, it's a mess. Yeah, we'll get the dust and rubbish out of here, and then we'll be back. Right, guys, I have put the base on. So our base is now bolted back on. We have them points cleaned up. Let's check for a spark. So let's take out the world's biggest spark plug. Look at them little bad boys. There should be an original toolkit bit. There you go. That was in the bag. So we just get a screwdriver. Cool. He was a bit tight. We'll put he in and we'll see what this little plug is like. Well, not too bad at all, look. Let's see if by any miracle that has a spark. It might do, it might not. So we'll come on this metal exhaust. We'll nip this plug in here. There you go. If you look in that little gap, we'll see if we've got any form of spark. That's providing the switch. Now, is the switch in the on position? Right, I'm going to connect the wiring back up, guys, in case that's connected to the kill switch. So I've got the front wire connected back up. The generator connected back up. Hang on, before we start. Oh, this engine probably ain't been turned for years. So we'll put a little bit of witch's pea down the bore. Well, she's turning. Have we got a spark? Whoops, whoops. Oh, dear me. Oh, that recoil sounds really good. Come on. Now. We may have found the reason why somebody had this to pieces. Hang on, that wire weren't in there. Well, could it be as simple as that? Well, that recoil sounds really good. Now, right, we have no spark, guys. I'm pretty sure that switch is in the on position. Let's just put it the other way in case. Come on. Well, whatever's going on with that recoil? You guys can't see what's happening here, can you? That recoil start, that gets jammed. Wow, whatever's going on? I can see why somebody give up on this damn thing, half took it to pieces and didn't continue. I don't particularly want to go taking that flywheel off, so I'm pulling the string all the way out and going in there. Ah, that's not squeaking now. It also isn't engaging. No. Alright. Maybe that's because the engine's not sitting upright, I doubt it, but... There is no sign of spark here, guys. And our recoil is quite dodgy. It isn't catching at all. Only some of the time. Why is that recoil not catching? Maybe I've got to pull a flywheel. I think there's a little claw on the back of this flywheel what grabs. Aha! Did it just want a little oil? Oh yes! Oh yes! There we go, guys. She's pulling every time now. Still no spark. Let's just try another spark plug. We have this other little plug here that come in that bag. Let's just see if this one has a spark, in case we just got a dead plug. Now, oh, we're off, that's right. No. Right, we have no sign of a spark still, guys. Why is that? Why has the old girl not got a spark? Have I not cleaned the plugs well enough? You never know. Points plugs. Points. Did I not give them points a good enough clean? Have with all my pulling a bit of oil sprayed up and got on them points, which has got them wet. I don't think it matters that this wire's not connected, because I'm pretty sure that's just a ground for the generator. So we'll pop off this points cover again and just see. Ah, there we are. We've got the crazy neighbour John here. He's come to have a look. Right, have these points got all oiled up? Do you know, I've done this before, and you've seen it before, where I've said there's no spark, and I've gone back in and give them points one more clean, and we've had a spark. Never rule it out. Everything is connected in here, isn't it? Yeah, that is. But we do have a spare coil, if you remember. There is a spare coil come in the bag. Could it be we need to change the coil? I have no clue. But just to satisfy my curiosity, I am just going to clean these points a bit more. There we go. Right, we've definitely got a points gap. Is there any wire what could stop this from sparking? Now, this is just a fuel pipe. That's a fuel pipe. No, that's a carburetor overflow drain. Oh my word. Right. I'm just looking to see if there's anything obvious what's killing this engine. Where did the kill wire go? It comes on the back of this switch, look. So we have a switch. We have a switch here. And that's where your kill wire goes. Right. That is definitely in the engine on position. Tell you what I'm going to do. Just to satisfy everybody, including myself, I'm going to just put on these all these wires what were connected onto the casing. I will just put them on just to satisfy myself that they are on there. I don't think they need to be grounded for this to spark. But you never know. It could be something as simple as that. Doubtful, but you never know. So I'm just going to put these wires back under where they go. There you go. Get the screws back in. And see if we've got anything. Ah, there we go. I couldn't get that screw back in. There we are. Right. There we are. All right, we got them wires back on. So this thing, as far as I'm aware, is all connected back up. Where's that other spark plug? Here we go. Let's get our... We ain't going to hold that. We need our clips again, don't we? You what? What's that? Oh, there they are. Thank you, John. Let's have a look now. No. And we're in the on position. So we don't have a spark. Okay. I think we're going to have to look nearer the coil end. That's just a choke. That's not going to make... I think that's meant to be straight there, guys. There we go. Yeah, I think that's your fuel tap and your on. There's nothing disconnected. Everything's connected. in theory, we should have a spark, and we haven't. Right, so it looks like we don't have a spark. Is that why the points and condenser, is that why we have a spare points and condenser here? Because somebody's took these out. There are many questions. We have another, looks like a capacitor lead there. And somewhere in here there was another coil, wasn't there? See, we have another coil here. Has this been taken out for something? Right, there's a earth wire there. Look, that looks like an engine earth. Now, this is an engine earth. This is the one what goes onto the bottom plate. That's screwed on there on the earth. Around this other side at the bottom. It's not a very long HT lead. I think this got to come back through here. I think we've got to join this wire back on here. Oh yeah, it's screwsings, that's holding. Okay. Yeah, that's holding in there. So we do have a spare coil. Maybe I need to pop the bottom off again and we need to change the coil out. Whether that'll work, I do not know. Yeah, our coil sits right under here. Do you reckon that's why they had this base plate off, you know? Do you reckon they had the base plate off because they was going to change the coil? I don't know. The coil is a tad easier to change than the points and condenser. But all this coil was loose. Which makes me wonder why. I don't know, guys. Come on, there we are. It was worth a try, guys. It was worth a try. It's very unusual for a Honda to lose a spark. It really is. These things are normally so resilient. Normally so resilient you wouldn't believe it. Alright. We need a pair of 10s now. But we need to take this ground wire right off. There we are. Now we can get that bottom right off again. So here's a ground wire. There will be a coil. There we go. There's a multi-plug go through the front. Cool. So let's change this coil. Got to take the little spacer out. Don't forget the little spacer. We mustn't forget the little spacer. Alright. Should be another spacer, isn't there? Yep. Whoop, that went on the floor. Did you see where that went, John? No. That little spacer just bounced on the floor. I heard it go. You heard it go. I'm sure I see it roll. Went towards your feet, I think. Oh, well, we'll find that in a minute. Here, Pete. I found another one on the pile. Right. So here's our coil. What holds that on there? How the devil are you meant to get that screw out of there? Ah, you don't. Right, okay. Okay, no, you don't. You just unplug this, I think. Cool. Or do that not unplug? Should do. Come on. Cool. She's tight, guys. There we go. That one unplugs. And I believe this whole sheath has to come. Well, that won't go through there. You have got to take that off. But how the devil do you get that screw out? Honda, I thought you made things easier than this for us. But I suppose when everything is so damn small, you've got to make allowances, haven't you? We need to make allowances because everything on these is small. Come on. Cool. There you go. I've got the world's shortest screwdriver here. Oh, hang on, that bend down, that thing, look. That's just a clip what bends. So you don't have to undo it, you just bend the little flap. Will do, he back up then. Ah, that's just a little flap, look, okay. And then we've got another plug on this end. There we go. Right, that's that old coil out the way. Let's get our new coil and plug back on. That did just come out here, didn't it? Or did no, it come out here, didn't it? Where the devil did I just take this wire off from, guys? Where the devil? Where? Oh, was that one, wasn't it? Well, why ain't that screw fitting? It weren't. I know. That's where it's screwing back in. No. Hang on. We'll figure it out. Back in a minute. Right. I have just re-watched the video because I'm a fish brain. And it turns out it come out where this leg is. It doesn't matter. It's all earth to body. So it shouldn't really matter where it comes out, to be honest. But we'll put him back where he came out. That's assuming somebody else hasn't been twiddling as well. Because when you get a generator like this what's never been apart, or what's been taken apart, sorry, for somebody else, you never know if they've took wires off, put them back, if they've got them right. You don't know. Right. This little clip here, this should bend. So we can get that behind. There we are. That goes behind. This wire comes in here. These two wires just go into one, so it doesn't matter which way they go. Of course, that's just going into one plug. See, them two wires come into one, so you can't get them wrong. This one you can't get wrong. Yes, you can, because you could put this one in there. Never mind. We're there. Right. Oh, let's flip him over. That's the earth for our coil. So our coil now got to come back here with our little spacers. Slide your little spacer on. In he goes. Is that starting? Come on. Ah. Right, I think we had a shorter spacer. Right, that one off the pile. Oh, here we go. We've got a short spacer here, look. Right, okay. That's not right at all. Have we got a longer screw and a shorter screw? We have. Right, okay. So we want long screw, long spacer. This side. There we are. Right, now we're cooking on gas. I'm going to have to find that spacer I dropped on the floor, John. That'll be a little one like that.
Fuck.
Which went down on the floor somewhere.
That went your way.
Oh, you'll find it. Nah, we'll find it. Right. Let me just get, there you go, little spacer back on. Now, I think what we can do here is see if we have a spark jump out the bottom. Yeah, we want to see if we've got a spark jump out of this lead. So hopefully I can just hold the lead there and see if we've got a spark jump out. And that'll tell us, that'll eliminate whether we've got a problem, because there's no spark plug holder on here. But this will at least tell us if we have a spark. Where are my little clips again, John? Here they are. Alright, as well as see it, we should be able to hear it as well. You'll hear a click if there's a spark. Oh dear, we bent that choke up. Yep, we have a spark. Let me turn the light out, guys. Look at that. See that, John?
Yeah.
Got a spark in there, look.
Yeah.
Can you guys see that? Let's get a bit of light on. Look at the end of that plug wire. Look at that. Right, we have a spark back. That is most impressive. So we need to see if we can get either this end or we change. I think we've got to unscrew this whole piece out. There you go. And put this whole end onto this. Do you see what I mean? I think we'll just plug in this whole thing. Get that over there. Take the plug out and screw this whole piece in here. Out of that old coil. Let me get that screwed on. Then we'll be back. Alright, we have our lead back on. Let's now see if we got a spark with a spark plug. Hopefully, let me turn that plug so you guys can see it. Hopefully it will, and our problem is not in this bit of lead. Yep. Yep, I see a spark in there, guys. So we have a small spark. That is very good. Very good indeed. So in theory, if we clean the carb up now, we can be getting this thing back together. And hopefully it'll run. Wouldn't that be good if it did? We'd have gone from being in bits for years to a little running generator in an hour or so. Of course, getting this back together isn't really that hard. Right, so them wires are clipped back there. This is a drain for the carburetor, I think. I think that's a... No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Ah, no, that comes round. No, your fuel supply for your carb is there. This is your drain for your carb. So what's this one? it goes on to the petrol tap. And it's underneath there. What's going on here? What is this big pipe here? We've got a main feed. The feed pipe. Yep, our feed pipe is here. Can't see that, can you? I'm trying to get everywhere. Our feed pipe is here. That goes onto the tap. And then we've got this big long one. I thought that was a drain. But this is your fuel drain. That's your overflow. You got this one, which is an overflow. That's a feed in. So what's this big one here? Maybe has another drain. I don't know. We're going to leave that be. And then we've got this pipe here. We have pipes everywhere. Where the devil do all these pipes go? Right, this is most bizarre. Most bizarre. That we have fuel pipes or vacuum pipes everywhere. And there's nowhere to put them. There's nowhere on this carb. So what are these pipes for? You guys are screaming at the camera, aren't you? Going, Jasper, that, you idiot. And you're probably right. Right, never mind. We are going to... We have an on and off. Doesn't look like that. Oh, right, I see. This pipe here, that's crankcase breather. That one goes into the crankcase. This one looks like it's a drain out of the petrol tap. Right, okay. Oh, of course it is. That's going to go on to the back. Probably. That probably fits in here, look. That's a breather pipe that goes back in there. Right, okay. Right. I'm going to mess around and try and get this carburetor off. And then we'll be back. I shan't film that. Saying that, that looked like we can just take the bowl off. Ooh. Right, what's that like in there? Crud. Right, oh crikey, yes, we definitely a lovely little brass float in there. Right, yeah, we need to clean this carb up. Look at that. We'll take this carb off, guys. I don't want to take that bowl off in case I lose anything. Right, so let's get this carburetor right off and we'll be back. Right, guys, I have took the carb off. So we'll put the engine down on the floor. I know you guys are getting fed up with the auction videos. I was getting complaints about too many auction videos. Not from all of you, but a couple of you are like, okay, too many auction videos. Well, let me explain, guys. I do film the auctions because they do get good views, and without being funny, they don't do too bad. And during this time of the month, you do get a lot more auctions than you do in the winter. So don't worry, you will get plenty of repair videos coming up in the winter. A lot more than you're getting this time of year. Right, we're into this carburetor. There we are. Right, let me see. Do that little pin come out of that float? That should do. So we should be able to push this pin out to get the float out. No, that comes out this way. Come on, push out. Push out. There's a little pin in there so we can get this float out. Saying that needle is actually working. can actually blow through it, you know. We can actually blow through all of that. Yeah, that little needle in there is dropping. Yeah, that's dropping down, that little needle. That ain't actually too bad. I know this is cosmetic, guys, but I do like to get the rough off them. Right. Let's have a little blow through all these little orifices. And the most important one, and this is what was wrong with my other little E300, that needle was blocked. So let me get my little compressor plugged in. And give this a little blowout. Wah, wah, wah. Right. I think that is just a drain, that one. That's just a drain. We'll take this out and give it a clean anyhow. But this is just to drain your carb. Yeah, that's coming out of there. Whew. Right. I don't know whether I've got a small enough pin to poke through this jet, and I'm not. We'll see if that'll unscrew. These can be quite hit and miss. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Oh, it is coming, look. Hee, look at that. Sometimes if they're seized in there, you twist the brass head of them, and then you're in a world of hurt. If I can see through this. Oh, I can see through it. Excellent. Right. And I can blow through that. So that's clear. So I haven't got to worry about... it being down. Well, it was at this point I noticed, or John noticed, he said, Adam, your camera's gone black. I had a look. It had gone off. Battery had gone flat. How far did I get after the video went? Basically, I've had a little watch back, and I got as far back as put the carb back together. So I put the carb back together, and I've got it back on the machine. Let me show you. No, I haven't got the fancy microphone on because this is the next morning now. But as far as I got yesterday, as we had this carb off, we got the carb back on, so she's back on. I ain't connected the fuel line or nothing yet. But the carber's back on. We have a spark. We know we have a spark. So we're like quarter of the way there to the bits and pieces Honda. There we are. So we're going to call the video a day here because it is about an hour long, I think. But yes, we have a spark, so I have a sneaky feeling this little old thing might actually run, which will be really good. Right, so we will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. Part 2, hopefully we'll have this thing finished and we can actually test if there's any output on the generator side of it. Or have I just wasted my time and we'll have a running engine with nothing else? I guess we'll see. Right, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye for now. Ah.